In a world full of pirates, our story begins with a 7-year-old boy named Luffy. 1 year ago, the raider pirates came to his small village and introduced him to the pirates' way of life. They eat, drink, and go to adventures whenever they want. A freedom that Luffy wanted so badly that he even made a cut under his eye just to prove the pirates' captain Shanks that he's brave enough to join them. But of course, Shanks and his right-hand man Ben Beckman won't make a 7-year-old boy join their pirate crew. Anyway, right now the pirates are drinking in Makino's bar, and out of nowhere some bandits came with their leader Higuma to demand 10 barrels of sake. But unfortunately, Shanks' crew already bought all of the alcohol in the bar. As an act of kindness, Shanks offered Higuma what is left of his sake, and he just broke the glass bottle at Shanks' face. It seems that Higuma is such a big criminal with an 8 million belly bounty on his head that he doesn't even respect people's kindness, so he left the bar. Higuma's barbaric behavior made Shanks and his team laugh because the situation was completely stupid. Too bad though that Luffy didn't understand this, because from his point of view, Shanks was humiliated, and as he nervously tried to leave the bar, suddenly Luffy's hand got stretched. Turns out that during the situation with Higuma, Luffy ate the devil fruit that Shanks' crew obtained during their adventure at sea. For those who are new to the series, devil fruits are rare fruits that give supernatural powers to the person who ate them, and at the same time deprives the same person from the ability to swim, while Luffy in this case ate a devil fruit that turned his body into rubber. A few days have passed since then. Luffy is currently sitting alone at the bar, and suddenly Higuma and his bandits came. This time they all got drunk and even insulted Shanks behind his back for being a coward. A behavior that made Luffy very angry, but of course it didn't stand a chance against Higuma, who very quickly took Luffy outside and decided to kill him. Until at least Shanks finally arrived. Immediately one of the bandits aimed a gun to his head, and the man who was shot to death was actually the bandit himself. It turns out that pirates doesn't care of taking other people's lives, especially after those bandits threatened Luffy and hurt him, which is something that Shanks and his crew won't forgive at all. Meanwhile, Ben Beckman defeated all the bandits while saying that they will at least need a fleet of marines to challenge them, which is a cool line and all, but it's just a shame Higuma in response threw a smoke bomb, kidnapped Luffy, and fled. Higuma kidnapped him into a small boat, and he just threw Luffy into the sea to finish what he started, when suddenly an enormous monster came and devoured Higuma, while immediately afterward it also wanted to devour Luffy, who could not swim at all. Luckily at the last second, Shanks came to save Luffy from the monster, and in one terrifying look he scared the monster so badly that he made it flee. Shanks' heroic act caused the loss of his left arm, and despite that he's still happy to see that Luffy is alive and well. A few weeks have passed, and Shanks decided to leave the village and continue his journey at sea. But before he left, Luffy shouted his goal. 12 years ago, the Pirate King Gold Roger was executed, but before he died, Roger shouted to the world that he left his treasure, which is called the One Piece, in one place and it's for everyone to take. His announcement opened the Great Pirate Age, and since then no one even found his treasure. Therefore, the 7-year-old Luffy shouted at Shanks that one day he would find Roger's treasure and become the king of the pirates, with his own pirate crew. Such a big goal that out of faith in him, Shanks decided to give Luffy his straw hat, so he would return it only when he becomes a great pirate. It has been 10 years since then. 17-year-old Luffy finally went out to sea for the first time to begin his journey. But before that, he just had to defeat the same monster that took Shanks' hand with just one punch. Luffy has certainly gotten much stronger, and right now the most important thing for him is to find at least 10 strong crew members. Unfortunately, he got sucked into a vortex, and his only way surviving this was to lock himself inside the barrel that was behind him. Luffy drifted into the territory of the notorious pirate Alvida. She has a 5 million belly bounty, and she uses men to get everything done for her. As example, you can look at this 16-year-old boy named Koby. 2 years ago we went to Alvida territory by accident, and since then she made him join her pirate crew. Anyway, Koby found Luffy, who was just got out of that barrel, told him his story, and Luffy just said to him to be brave and leave Alvida, just like he's brave enough to go alone on an adventure to become the pirate king. Luffy's words and determination made the coward Koby remember his own dream of becoming a marine and arrest pirates like Alvida, who immediately joined their conversation. At this point, Koby just had enough of her, so he called Alvida a bitch. Wise words that made Luffy proud of him enough to punch Alvida and demand from her crew to give the both of them a boat, so they could go to the marine base where the pirate hunter Zoro is being held captive. 9 days ago, roronoa Zoro killed Helmeppo's wolf, who is the son of the marine captain Morgan. Zoro did that to protect a little girl from the wolf, but because Helmeppo abuses the power of his father, Zoro is now tied in the marine base and will not be released for a whole month. What happened to Zoro was told to Luffy and Koby by the same girl who was saved by Zoro. Therefore, Luffy decided to make Zoro join his crew just because he's a strong and a kind person. But to do that first, Luffy needs to give Zoro his free swords and release him. Meanwhile, this is Captain Morgan, a complete tyrant who abuses his power to extract high taxes from the town folk, killing those who oppose him, and he doesn't even care about his own son El Meppo. Oh, and get that, Morgan right now makes his soldiers build a statue for his honor, which was completely destroyed by Luffy, who was looking for Zoro's swords. So now when Luffy got the attention of the Marines, Koby decided to release Zoro. Even though he wants to be a Marine, Koby just doesn't agree with Captain Morgan's way, especially when he knows that the Marines wants to execute Zoro and not release him at the end of the month. But out of nowhere, Marines aimed their gun at Koby and Zoro immediately understood that this is the end of the road for him, even though he can't allow himself to die. When he was 8 years old, Zoro had a rival named Kuina, and she won him 2000 times in a swords fight. They both trained at the same dojo, but still if he can't beat her, Zoro didn't know how he could ever become the strongest swordsman in the world. Because even after dueling with real swords, Zoro still lost to her easily. He felt so frustrated, but the one who was really sad was Kuina herself. Her dad is the master of the dojo, and even he doesn't believe in her becoming the strongest swordsman, only because she's a girl. A fact that she couldn't deny until Zoro told her that it doesn't even matter, because to him they will both eventually fight for the title of the strongest swordsman no matter what. But unfortunately, one day Kuina fell down the stairs and died. Her death made Zoro realize that maybe girls were really more physically fragile than he thought, and yet to honor her ambition, Zoro asked from her father to give him her sword, so he could become the strongest swordsman for her sake as well. This is why Zoro can't let himself die, and fortunately at the last second, Luffy came, took the bullets and bounced them back easily because of his rubber body. It seems that Luffy is completely immune to blunt damage, and while he gave Zoro his free swords back, he also told him that his goal is to be the Pirate King. Luffy's devil fruit powers, his big ambition, and the fact that it saved his life made Zoro decide to officially join Luffy's crew. And with that, Zoro took his free swords and immediately stopped all the Marines while telling Luffy that if by joining his crew Luffy will stand by his way of becoming the strongest swordsman, he will kill him himself. Too bad though that Zoro still didn't know that Luffy wants his crew members to be free and strong as much as they like. And just like that, Luffy defeated all the Marines with one kick, while Zoro cut Morgan with his free swords and put an end to his tyranny. Finally, Luffy started his own pirate crew. His goal now with Zoro is to go to the Grand Line, where the strongest pirates will fight over power, territory and finding the One Piece, while Koby just now joined the Marines to work under the soldiers who used to serve Captain Morgan, who obviously won't take a part of the Marines anymore. That was One Piece episode 1. For more episodes and anime content, I'll appreciate if you share this video and subscribe to my channel.